I'm Jake Gibbs with Professional Choice, and we're sitting here today with Mr. Ken Mcnabb. It's an absolutely pleasure to have you here.
Hey, thanks, Jake. I appreciate the opportunity.
You bet, you bet. We're in Denver today, and we're basically here at market, and here you stroll up. I'm just excited to be able to talk to you, get to know you a little bit. I mean, I don't even know where you're from, Ken.
Well, I'm a Wyoming native, and I live currently in Douglas, Wyoming.
Now, where is Douglas?
It's sort of south central between Casper and Cheyenne, right off I-25.
Oh, very, very cool. Very cool. Well, we know you're a horse trainer extraordinaire. You're all over TV. You're putting on clinics. I get to see you this week, and I'm so excited of everything that I get to learn and stuff. But what got you into horses and inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I was born into horses, really. You know, I jokingly tell people that we've got 200 years of American horsemanship in our family. My family's never been without horses. You know, most of us 200 years ago were using horses, but I've never been a day without horses. When I was a kid, my dad worked on different ranches, and predominantly one or two ranches in the valley. And then as I grew up, we just always had horses, and I started day working on ranches, and eventually in junior high took a full-time job on a ranch. That obviously full-time, I was in school. Mm-hmm. Full-time means every minute I wasn't in school, I was working on a ranch. And I just had the desire to learn more and make horses better.
But at some point, there had to be a horse that came along that really piqued your interest in training. And what time in your life did that come about?
I was about 14 years old. Ty Murray had just won his first all-around title, and I was pretty certain that I was probably going to be way behind in the rodeo industry if I didn't get starting riding some bucking horses. And so I told my dad I need to start riding saddle bronc horses, and he told me that was a real good idea. Just as soon as I started paying my own insurance, I could start riding bucking horses. So being a little bit smarter than my dad, I started telling people I'd take their horses in to train. And the first horse that came to me was really rank, and she could buck on top of this table for a long time and not get off of it, and every time she hit the ground it just jarred you and it hurt, and she got my attention. And I discovered a couple things. One, if you want to ride bucking horses, you should do it in a rodeo arena with a pickup man and a team of EMTs out there.
Where you only got to stay on 8 seconds and you're done.
But if you're not going to do that, then you shouldn't really be wandering around trying to prove you can ride every horse that bucks. And so I knew I had my hands full. I couldn't fix this horse. And so I had to start learning how to get inside that horse's head and how to change what she was doing and what she was thinking so that I could survive. And eventually we did. I got the mare going really well, and she quit bucking and turned into a pretty decent horse.
So if I understand this correctly, everything that you've learned and everything basically began with fear.
Yeah, that's
a survival of the fittest for you. You were stuck up in Wyoming, and this was your lifestyle, and you decided, I'm going to break this horse, and he was rank.
Yeah, and I'd started a lot of horses and fixed a lot of horses. My folks ran a boys' home for kids that were in trouble. Not hardcore criminals, but kids that weren't getting along in school systems, and they'd come and they run a private school for them. And Dad always had horses, and the horses were a big part of what those kids did in the time they weren't in school. But as you can imagine, kids from inner city LA haven't been around horses a lot, and they're going to make those horses learn some mistakes that they don't intend to teach, but they're going to learn them anyways. And so my dad had a policy. He would put my sister and I on those horses, because in order to fix a horse for a kid, it almost takes a kid to fix it, so that the horse doesn't get in the concept of, well, I act this way with an adult but this way with a kid. Mm-hmm. So I'd been fixing horses for a long time, and then once I got this horse that really could buck, and I did. She got me scared of her. I didn't want to get bucked off, and all the time she bucked with me, she only bucked me off one time, but it hurt when I hit. Mm-hmm. And I knew I needed to change what I was doing, or two things were going to happen. One, I wasn't getting anywhere with the horse, and two, I took this horse and told the owner I could fix it, but I wasn't getting there. So in order to live up to what I said I would do, I had to change something drastically. But yeah, basically when it comes down to it, I didn't want to get bucked off anymore.
Well, I think that your integrity stepped in there a little bit too. It sounds like you shook your hands on something. You said you were going to do something, so you got to figure it out. And something was just great people. They seem to have that integrity. And from my understanding, you're a family man as well.
I am.
Upbringing, and a man of Christ as well.
Absolutely, yeah. At times, Jake, I've had people tell me, gosh, you need to separate your religion from your business. You can't go around telling people you're a Christian. And, for me, I can't separate them. Mm-hmm. How I live every day and who I am, I can't change that for you, or for any one person. That's just who I am. And I think as humans, really, that's who we should be, whoever we are, We don't want to run around changing what we do for the next person. I wouldn't want somebody who didn't believe in God to just tell me they did just so that they could have a conversation with me. And likewise, I won't deny my faith in an effort to become something for somebody else. And that is a big part of our family, and we do. I have 2 wonderful kids. I've been very, very blessed in my family.
You get a chance to brag on them. Brag on them right now.
Oh, man.
How old are they?
They're my youngest is 8, my oldest is 12. And they're wild. I mean, they're boys. They're all boys.
Are they intrigued with the horses like their daddy?
They are. Both of them are really pretty talented and pretty good. I don't jam it down their throats. I let them take it at whatever speed they want.
You treat them like a good young colt. You give them whatever they can take.
That's exactly right.
And it's however much they want to take.
That's exactly right. I have a younger brother that's 11 years younger than I am, and I tried to kind of jam things down his throat. And I feel for him, but it was a blessing for my kids because I learned, well, you can't do that. And I learned that before I was even married. So with my kids, I try to keep them safe and teach them things. And what's happened is that they've gotten on fire. And like on Facebook here recently, we shared a picture. My oldest boy just started his first colt. And without really any help. I mean, he just did a really good job. He took this nice 2-year-old horse into the round pen and went to work on him. It's a colt we raised. And he started some ponies before, little ponies.
Want to be
but
like
never
Dad.
A big horse, yeah. And he's got him going really good. Both boys are roping. They team rope with me. They doctor cattle out in the pasture when they get the opportunity with me. They ranch rope with us in the arena. We have a lot of fun. It's a good time. In the mid-90s, I was using Professional's Choice, and I had an article in Horse and Rider magazine. Horse Illustrated magazine. I had an article in Horse Illustrated magazine, and I had a set of Professional's Choice boots on my horse. And the article came out, and I got a copy of the magazine, and that's what I did. I used those. There was no deal anywhere with anybody. I bought those boots at a tack shop the same way everybody else does. And my phone rang, and it was Dal Scott, and he said, "Hey, I like the article, and I like the picture, and I think I would like to work with you. Are you interested in talking to us?" And so I said, yeah, I mean, of course I am. And what I've learned since then, in all the dealings that I've had with Professional Choice, is that the integrity of the company is unbelievable. You work with a group of people who believe in their company, they believe in their product so much that they have always been willing to back it up. They've always been able to say, hey, if you have a problem, let us know. And in every dealing I've had with them, with anybody in the company, they've been 100% honest with me. They've been 100% upfront, and there's been nothing to hide for them not to have been. The product has always worked, whether it was boots or a cinch or a blanket, a winter blanket. Doesn't matter what the product was, it's always done the job I needed it to do. And to me, one of the things that, a lot of times, Jake, people will say, well, what makes you different from other clinicians? What's the difference in your story? When I leave here, I go back home and I'll be calving all weekend, or all week.
You're going to Cowboy.
Yeah, I go back out and I go to work. So when I put a product on my horse, it's going to get tested. And I tell companies, we get lots of calls from companies, and I tell them, if you don't want to know the whole truth on your product, don't send it to our place. Because I've got 10 guys.
10 guys and 2 kids.
10 guys, 2 kids, and over 100 head of saddle horses, and we're going to torture this product, and we're going to know whether it works or not. And in that torture chamber, I've never had a pro-choice product fail me. So
we like to hear.
Yeah, so in any situation. So to me, it's sort of simple. Why wouldn't I use pro-choice? Why wouldn't I? What would cause me to not use that product? I love the company. I love the product. And so when people get to know me, I like to keep things simple. I like things that work, and I don't mind change, but it needs to be simple, and I need to know what's going to work, and that's what PC does for me.
What's your favorite PC product?
Oh, the Elite boots.
Boom.
You don't even like that's.
Are you talking about
boots.
the Ventec Elites?
Yep, the Ventec Elite boots. I absolutely love them, and of course, second to that, I love the girths. You know, either the mohair or the neoprene, the Ventec. I honestly, you know, that's 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. But those Ventec Elite boots, I love them.
They work fast, don't they?
Man.
Keep that horse nice and cool too.
Absolutely, they do their job. Again, they fit all my criteria. They do their job. They're simple. My horse is always protected, and they last forever. You know, why wouldn't I have them?